Okay, now we'll start. Okay. Hmm. Now just see, exit temperature of water can be calculated using first write energy balance equation. Okay, what is energy balance equation? In this entire heat exchanger, amount of heat removed from hot fluid and that is gained to cold fluid. Got it? Now, just see, that is what energy balance equation I have written. Mass flow rate of hot water, specific heat into temperature difference. This is hot water inlet to hot water outlet. Okay. This is this much amount of heat lost by hot fluid and it is gained by cold fluid. That's why I have written this is equal to this mass flow rate of cold water into specific heat into what temperature difference. That is nothing but outlet temperature of cold water minus inlet temperature of cold water. Now just see here temperature difference you are going to write THI inlet minus outlet. Here you are going to write outlet minus inlet. Why? Because just see here to make the quantity positive, that's why we are going to write it like this. In the sense what? Hot temperature inlet is more. When hot fluid comes out of the exchanger, its temperature decreases. That's why inlet minus outlet. But here if you go here, what will happen? Inlet temperature of cold water is less. When it comes out of the heat exchanger, the temperature of cold fluid will be increased. Got it? Because it's going to gain a amount of heat which is given by the hot fluid. That's why what we will do here, we are going to write a temperature difference outlet minus inlet. But in this case, inlet minus outlet. It's very simple. Okay. Now, if I substitute all the values in this, only the quantity unknown is TCO. That is nothing but outlet temperature of cold fluid. Okay. Now if I calculate all these things, nearly the value comes about 37.16 degree Celsius. Okay. Now this is the first task they told you to calculate exit temperature of water, that we calculated. Next one, they're asking heat transfer rate, that is Q. Let us see, this is Q. Okay, how best we can calculate? Now see, Q is equal to, amount of heat transfer. Okay, now I have taken hot fluid, I have written an equation for the hot fluid. Some people may ask, sir, why can't we use a same equation, that is a Q is equal to why can't you use a cold fluid, then mass flow rate of cold fluid and specific heat and temperature difference? Why can't I have taken this? I have taken this equation. Oh, some people may ask, this is also equal to Q, no sir, why can't you use it? Now see, the answer for this question is, now what we can do here in this entire system, the hot fluid is going to give away the heat. Got it? That is amount of heat taken by the cold fluid. In the sense what? Heat liberated by hot fluid. That's why heat transfer rate. Heat in the sense what? Heat is getting transferred from hot fluid and it is gained to the cold fluid. That's why in calculating amount of heat transfer rate, we will take hot fluid. It's a simple reason. I hope you understood. Okay. Now that's why we are going to concentrate Q is equal to on hot fluid. Now what is Q? The same equation, mass flow rate, they are given specific heat, and if I substitute all the inlet and outlet temperature of hot water, nearly equal to Q will come about 1.49 into 10 raised to 6. That's why I've written megawatt. That much of heat transfer rate is going to takes place. Okay.
Sir,
Now,
Q is equal to
tell me.
hot for hot fluid ಹೆಂಗೆ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ಏನ್ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಹೌದಾ, ಮತ್ತೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿ, ನಾವು read the question here. Okay. This is what a given question, right? Okay, now they're asking heat transfer rate. This heat they are asking, this heat transfer rate they are asking, correct? They're asking heat transfer rate. Now when you want to calculate heat transfer rate at that time, now just see, in heat exchanger what will happen? There is the exchange of heat from hot fluid to the cold fluid, correct? Okay, the exchange of heat will going to takes place from hot fluid to the cold fluid. In the sense what? Heat is getting liberated or given away by the hot fluid and it is gained by cold fluid, correct? In the sense what? Amount of heat given by hot water, correct? That's why heat transfer rate, I have taken hot fluid. Understood? Q is equal to, I have taken, and you can also take Q is equal to M. Now I have written, now this is energy balance equation. Now just see here in writing, this is also Q. Okay, this is also a Q. Which one? This one. This is also a Q. Okay, and this is also a Q. But these two Q, what is there? These two are related to, this is related to the hot fluid, and this is related to the cold fluid. But in calculating the heat transfer rate, we will take a hot fluid mass flow rate, specific heat into temperature difference. Why? Because heat is given by hot fluid. That's why heat transfer will takes place from hot fluid. That's why I have concentrated on heat fluid. Correct? Hot fluid. I hope the doubt is clear now, right? Okay. Now in the question they are asking, what they're asking, we need to calculate the surface area and we need to comment. Okay, we need to comment on that. Okay, if you see this your equation, sorry, definition of a problem, or the problem what they are given, surface area required for parallel flow and counter flow heat exchanger. In the sense, what we need to do, we need to calculate amount of area required for this heat exchanger when setup is parallel, and we need to calculate amount of area for counter flow heat exchanger. Okay, when the setup is for counter flow, then we need to study area is both are same or area is both are different. If both are different, which area can be employed? Okay, now when you solve this one, then you will understand. Let us see. We solved exit temperature of water. Okay, and we calculated heat transfer rate, and we calculated, now we need to calculate surface area. Okay, now one by one we will calculate. We will calculate for parallel flow. Sure, first we will take a setup for parallel flow, and we will write now LMTD. Logarithmic mean temperature difference for parallel flow is this equation. I hope this you are more familiar with this equation. Usually in some of the books, they are given these two equation. Okay, Srinath Kulkarni is here. Srinath, hello. Okay, because I am getting here, you are raising some hand. Because if you have got any issue, please tell me so that I can explain right now. Okay, anybody, not only as Srinath, but anybody, if you while explaining, if you have got a doubt how the Vikas has raised a question, okay, please raise such kind of a question so that your doubt will be more clear. Okay, okay. Now LMTD, what we have written, this equation. Okay, it is more familiar equation for you all. Now this is you, sometimes in some of the books they are given this is theta 1 and theta 2 and logarithmic ln of theta 1 divided by theta 2. What is theta 1 is nothing but this, theta 2 is nothing but this. It's a combination of hot fluid inlet minus cold fluid inlet. Okay, now if I calculate logarithmic mean temperature difference for parallel flow, and all these data is given in the question. Okay, and we calculated TCO. Okay, 37.15, that is what we need to substitute. And LMTD you calculated for parallel flow is 19. Okay, 19 degrees Celsius. Usually we should write in terms of degree Celsius. No, we should write 19 degrees Celsius. Or usually logarithmic in temperature difference. Okay, it's a temperature, usually it get cancelled, you're going to get a 19. Now if I write Q, what is an uh, Q is equal to U, overall heat transfer coefficient, area into LMTD. Okay, for parallel flow. Now already we calculated a Q. Okay, now that is what Q, how much you calculated here, 1.49 megawatt. Correct. Now 1.49 megawatt is just, I will substitute over here, 1.49 into 10 raised to 6. Now U is 580, they are given already. Okay, area, that is what we need to calculate, and LMTD is 19. If I solve this one, it will comes about 135.2 meter square. For parallel flow, if the parallel flow setup is there, 135.2 meter square area is required. Sure. Now we'll go for the next one. Now just see. Now if I go for the counter flow setup, similarly what I need to do, again I need to calculate LMTD, same equation, and what are the given temperature is there for LMTD, calculate 31.83 degrees Celsius. Okay, when you write counter flow, this LMTD equation is something different, and for parallel flow, LMTD, something is different. Okay, don't get confused. In your data handbook, both are given more clearly. Here, just you can see THI minus TCI, THO minus TCO. Okay, but here just see THI minus TCO, THO minus TCO. Understood? TCI. Okay, now slight difference is there. That's why you're going to get the different temperature, 31.83 degrees Celsius. This is for counter flow. And similarly, if I go further, now let's see Q is equal to same equation. Okay, if I energy heat transfer, in that equation if I substitute all the values, same, it is amount of Q what we calculated, 1.49 into 10 to 6 megawatt, U 580, area we need to calculate, and LMTD 31.83 degrees Celsius. This value I substituted, and by solving all these things, if you get 80.7 meter square. Okay, now slightly go here. What area you got in case of, see, in parallel flow, for parallel flow setup, for parallel flow you got an area of, this much. Okay, and for counter flow you got an area of so and so. Okay, when you compare all these values, area, now this area is much greater for parallel flow as compared to the counter flow area. Okay, counter flow, this is a counter flow area is 80.7, but wherein for parallel it is 135.2. That's why we need to write and comment, since area required for counter flow arrangement is less. Okay, counter flow arrangement is preferred. Hmm? Because we want to make our heat exchanger as compact as possible. That's why less area it is required for counter flow heat exchanger. Okay, this is all about your problem. This is what they're asked in your problem. Okay, surface area required for parallel flow and counter flow heat exchanger. Now all three parameters what we calculated. Okay, it's a very simple problem. Now we'll move for the next problem again. We'll move for the next problem. Now same the problem what I see, exit temperature of water we calculated, and the heat transfer rate. Okay, then surface area what for parallel flow and counter flow, and compare these two area, this area as well as this area. If I both compare it, then we'll get to know what is the difference in area is huge. Here 80.7, here it is 135. So if the area is less, the heat exchanger become more compact. Okay, and space consumption is also less. Okay, now we'll move for the next problem. Yesterday I solved this problem, but due to all are telling that the screen is not proper, so that's why what I did, I scanned it, and once again I will explain you what is the problem here, how best we can solve this one. Now just go through this problem. Yesterday I solved. Okay, in an experiment, 2.4 kg per second. Now here this mass flow rate they are given in terms of second. Okay, liquid. Specific heat they are given 0.8 kilojoule per kg degree Celsius, enters counter flow heat exchanger. Okay, the setup is counter flow at 300 degrees Celsius and heated to 700 degrees Celsius by 2 kg per second of liquid, and specific heat of this liquid is 0.96 kilojoule per kg degree Celsius, entering at 1000 degrees Celsius. Show that to heat the cooler fluid to 800 degrees Celsius, all conditions remains unchanged. It would require the surface area for the heat transfer to increase by 87.5%. What is the meaning in this one? To exit temperature of cold water, what it is there, what it is coming, another fluid, cold fluid, exit temperature is 700 degrees Celsius. If I need exit temperature of cold fluid to increase to 100 degrees Celsius more rather than 700 degrees Celsius, if I want to increase for 800 degrees Celsius, then what is area change in area required is 87.5% of change in area is required. Okay, that is what we need to prove by this problem. Let us see now what we need to do now to solve this problem. Consider exit temperature of water as 700 degrees Celsius. Take this as the case 1 and calculate an area, and take the case 2, exit temperature of water as 800 degrees Celsius. Consider this as a case 2 and calculate an area. Then if I calculate the area for 700 degrees Celsius and 800 degrees Celsius both, then what you can do? you can compare. Then you will get to know what will be the percentage increase in area. If I calculate, it roughly comes about 87.5% of increase in area. Okay. Now let's see. Consider case one taking at TCO. Now see, when TCO is equal to 700 degrees Celsius, now they are given a counter flow heat exchanger. Okay, now just written in a graph. This is a counter flow. This is a counter flow hot water inlet. Hot water gradually. If I take this line, see inlet and outlet. That's why this point is much less as compared to the here. Okay, height. Okay, because here it is the more temperature is more. Here the temperature is less, and the cold water is going to inlet is here. Okay, because it is going to enter opposite side inlet. That's why the point is here very nearer to the axis, and here it is more in the sense what gained sufficient temperature here 300 degrees Celsius to 700 degrees Celsius. It is exit temperature of water is 700 degrees Celsius. That is what case one. Now let's see. We write energy balance equation. Again, energy balance equation will remain same. This is nothing but amount of heat lost by hot fluid is equal to amount of heat gained by the cold fluid. The same I have written. And if I substitute all the values in this, now if I calculate what is unknown here, hot outlet temperature of hot fluid, outlet temperature of hot fluid, THO. If I calculate, that is 1000 degrees Celsius to 600 degrees Celsius. See, inlet and outlet. From inlet is entering the system at 1000 degrees Celsius and leaving the system at 600 degrees Celsius. Okay, this is what outlet temperature of hot fluid we calculated. Now, amount of heat transfer. Now, same again equation I have taken here as a cold fluid. It is gained by the cold fluid. Okay, now that's why I will take Q is equal to, if I mass flow rate of cold water specific heat into temperature difference, and here mass flow rate is 2.4 and CPC given, it is nothing but specific heat of cold fluid, temperature difference, it roughly comes about 768 point kilowatt. Now if I do this, next LMTD, if I calculate for counter flow, it is okay, it is a for counter flow. LMTD, if I substitute all the values nearly equal to, it will come about 300 degree Celsius. Next, again the equation will remain same. Q, overall heat transfer coefficient, A, area into LMTD. If I substitute all these values here, now I calculated the area in terms of U, because in this overall heat transfer coefficient they are not given. Let it be, will represent area in terms of U. Okay, this is one area what we calculated. This is for when outlet temperature of water is 700 degree Celsius. Okay, now similarly you consider the case when outlet temperature is 800 degrees Celsius. Okay, let's see. Now outlet temperature is just check what it is there. Case 2, outer temperature 800 degrees Celsius, and just see the graph there I have shown. It's a counter flow heat exchanger. Hot fluid entering at 1000 degrees Celsius and leaves at this is the exact temperature of hot fluid, and cold fluid is entering over here. Here cold fluid at 300 degrees Celsius, and this outlet temperature should be 800 degrees Celsius. That is what we want to do. Okay, this is what we cold fluid, it should attain a temperature of 800 degrees Celsius. That's why for that we need to calculate all these things. Let us see again, same right energy balance equation. Amount of heat lost by hot fluid is equal to amount of heat gained by the cold fluid. Okay, now if I substitute all these values, okay, mass flow rate, specific heat of hot fluid into temperature difference is equal to mass flow rate of cold water specific heat into temperature difference. Okay, next, then hot fluid outlet temperature what we calculated is 500 degrees Celsius here. Okay, 500 degrees Celsius. Now just see here, hot temperature outlet is 600 in first case. In second case, hot fluid outlet temperature is 500 degrees Celsius. Okay, now just see these two, compare. By comparing these two values you will get to know in the second case the temperature of hot fluid is decreased when it comes out heat exchanger, in the sense what, more amount of heat is given to the cold fluid. Okay, because now from this you'll get to know what, hot fluid outlet temperature of 500 degrees Celsius. In earlier case, what I have given, it is 600 degrees Celsius. Got it? 100 degrees Celsius difference is there in the sense what when comes out of the system, more amount of heat is already given to the cold fluid. Now, let's see. If I calculate Q by, it is gained 960 kilowatt, but here we got it, here 760 kilowatt. Got it? Of course, when you calculate Q, it should be much greater as to the earlier case because here more amount of heat is getting transferred. That's why amount of heat transfer is also more. Okay. Now if I calculate the LMTD, this again same equation for the counter flow. It comes about 200 degrees Celsius. And if I go for calculator Q, same equation again. If I substitute all the values for second case, okay, Q mass flow rate, U overall heat transfer coefficient, they are not given. Put it in U as area. That is what we want to calculate. LMTD 200 degrees Celsius. What we calculated for this setup. If I calculate an area, it will be 4800 divided by U area because U they are not given. Represent this area in terms of U. Now the change in area, that is what we need to calculate. Okay, that's why I written delta A is nothing but change in area. Okay, now those two areas we calculated. I will area 1 minus area 2 and divided by area 2. If I use this one, if I do it, these constants will go and it will lead to 87.5 percentage increase in area. Okay, I hope now you understood. For both the case, we calculated an area and we compared the change in area will be 85.5, 87.5 percentage. I hope now this problem is clear. No, earlier last class it was the screen was not clear. That's why I made a PDF and look, I that's why I made a PDF and directly I'm start showing on the screen. Okay. Now, if you have any student, if you have got any problem regarding to the what numericals what were solved, you can share. Okay, no problem. I hope you understood the problems. The problems are quite interesting in heat exchanger. They are very easy, and just you need to read the problem more carefully. What are the given data, and you can solve. Okay. This I will put it in your today's problem. Sorry, in these are the PDF I will send to the today's group. Okay. Sure. I hope it is clear for all.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Because ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ನಾಗ ಏನದು ಹಂಗೇನೇನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ತಿಳಿಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗ
ಹಾ ರೀ ಸರ್
okay ಹಂಗೂ ಏನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇತ್ತಂತಂದ್ರೆ just message me so that I will do it. Okay, in the next class what we will do, we'll move further. We'll do the derivation for NTU. Okay, now this is LMTD concept. Now we'll go for NTU method. Okay, number of transfer unit method. In that the problems are very interesting again. Okay, because there the temperatures are not given and you should solve the problem. Okay, it is a more interesting. It's very easy also. Okay, in the next class we will meet by solving derivations of NTO method. Okay. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, thank you. Meet you in the next class.
Thank you, sir.
If anybody want to ask a question, you can ask. Still time is there. Another 3 minutes are there. That's why. If anybody has got a question, you can just ask. You can ask a question. No? Okay, then. We'll meet you in the next class. Thank you.